Here's our another series on finishing up this ETA 2824. This is our auto winder components, part of them. If you notice, there's 2 jewels on this one here, on this reverser. I put a little 9010 on those and a little bit of 9010 on the inside, and this has the same configuration. It's just not jeweled, but I did the same thing to that. These are pretty much, they only go in one way. You can mix them up, but then you realize nothing's going to work. They just lay in those jewels like that, and this pinion here is always to the left because it goes from this direction to here to this final winder. Those jewels we can lubricate later. We have a post right here that this wheel is going to sit on, and that's going to require a heavier lubrication because that gets quite a bit of pressure on it. And if you ever had one of these where if you wind the movement through the stem, the rotor starts to turn, a lot of times it's just a matter of lubricating that post. It may be a little dry of lubrication. That's what I've read, and I've done that with other watches and it has worked. So this is it's a decent amount there. It might be too much. I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't had any problems with these. The what did I say that was? D5, not 9010. D5. I put a little D5 on there. Is that what is recommended? I don't know. But that's what I'm using. And now that that's in place, then the final gear can go on, or wheel, whatever you want to call it. And that has a pinion on that side, and that'll go pinion down like so. And all those are meshed together. On top we're going to have a plate that's going to cover that with, I think, 1 screw, if I can pick it up. It's pinned in 2 places, and 1 screw will hold that in. A very easy winder to work on. Simple. Painfully simple, actually. I like simple. Okay. See if I can hold on to that and get a screwdriver on it. Let's try this one. This screw can be a little of a bugger. Once you get it standing up straight, it should feed nicely. And it did. Now, that is complete. Everything will stay in place. If I move everything, you can see how everything is connected. Now, those 3 jewels right there, we're going to do a little bit of 9010. Your smallest oiler. Is 9010 recommended by ETA? I don't know. No, some lubrication is better than no lubrication. It may or may not be the correct grade of lubrication. Seems to work. Some oil is better than none. Take that for whatever it means. Okay. Again, I'm not a professional, but if it works, it works. Now we come to this side. Again, 90-10. There you have it. Now, we can put that aside. Grab a hold of our movement. Let's zoom out a bit. This is held in by 2 screws. A nice reference point. This large screw here is going to peek through the opening on the winder. So when I drop that on, you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. There it is. It's basically, and you have this cutout here for that screw. You don't want to just lean on this and put it on. You want to make sure gears are being engaged. All those wheels are engaging. So these are also pinned. You know, it's going to land on pins. So I will put some pressure on here with my left tweezers. And you got a little bit of oil there we can clean off. That little schmutz right there. With a little Rodico. Okay, and I can take the wheels, give them a wind, and it should be engaging this larger winder on the left here. Everything is passing through here. If everything is engaged, that plate will fall in. So I'll come around. You can use a piece of Rodico. Now I like to look at that plate at the seam right in here, and if it's sitting flat and not off to the side or cockeyed, all these gears are engaged. Another thing you can do, let's see, I'm going to put a screwdriver on that winding screw right there and give that a turn. Maybe it's too big. Let's get a smaller one. There, everything's turning when I do that. If that's happening, everything's engaged. Then you can put a screw in the one end. There's that screw. I just dropped that in. I have light pressure on this with my other hand. The screw is not tight. I just have it in there a little bit. And then the second screw is going to go right here. And here's a good chance to show you how this plate covers up that course adjustment lever for your daily rate. Come on, stand up straight. Okay, we're going to lean on that a little bit. And I'm going to lean on that one. That one's tight. If you notice, our course adjusting rate lever is right under here. So if you were to do a coarse adjustment on this, you really can't get to that lever, and this fine tuner may not get you in close enough. So that's why I like to do these last. Also, when you have it in the case and everything is cased up, you don't really need a holder. I just have the dial down sitting on something padded. Now for the winder, this is a ball bearing winder rotor. I'm going to put some 9010 with a fine oiler in there as well. Don't know if 9010 is the specified lubricant, but it seems to work. I'll just grab it in a couple of places, and as that moves around, it'll distribute that oil throughout, like so. I usually do 3 positions, 3 spots. Then as it moves, it gets all distributed along there. If there's any excess, I'll take some Rodico right across the top. If there's any on that inner race, give it a dab. I guess if you look close enough, you might find some. And then I come in here and we're just going to lay it on that post. And this is another one that you want to make sure your gears are engaged. So I take a piece of Rodico, move the rotor, and you can see the gears turning. So we know it's engaged. The final step is the screw. Before we put the case back on, look it over, make sure there's no dust, no particles, no dirt, something you missed. Piece of lint flying through the air coming in, you never know. That's good. That's nice and tight. Final test. Grab a hold of that rotor and move everything around. And you'll see when you come around to this right here, that will be clicking away. That'll start turning. You can see that moving, and regardless of what direction you go, it winds it no matter what. This will wind in either rotation on the rotor. If I see anything on the rotor that doesn't look right, that's a little bit of, like I said, dust, dirt, lint, the Rodico will pick it up. Everything's nice and smooth. It's working good. These are very nice to work on. They're a joy to work on. They're very well made. They're just slick. I am not going to put the case back on this yet because I need to clean that, but there you have it. Everything is working good on this, and look forward to the next video. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I'm sure I'll have something coming up. So thanks again. Stay tuned. Let me know in the comment section anything I can improve on.